Hey guys, I want to talk to you about musical theater. You saw in your last lesson some of the basics of what musical theater is, but I want to give you my own description of it. Musical theater is first off a way of telling a story. There's a lot of ways to tell a story. You can go see a movie, you can open a book, you can watch something on Netflix, but a musical theater is a way for live performance. That most often you would go and see a play. We do have a lot of musical theater shows that have turned into movies. A bunch of the Disney shows, Disney movies actually became shows like Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. Those were turned into Broadway musicals. But it really goes the other way around. A musical theater play starts as a live action event that people go to and enjoy. There's famous theaters in New York and Chicago, and maybe someday you might go to one. We have very good theater here in Racine at the Theater Guild that puts on musical theater shows. Our high schools put on musical theater shows. Being a part of a musical as an actor and a singer is a lot of fun. When you get to high school, maybe even middle school, if you get the chance to be in a musical, it is a lot of fun. You get very close with the other kids that are learning and acting, and you get to perform for an audience live. It's really quite an adrenaline rush. It's a lot of fun to do. So the elements of musical theater are a straight play. It's a play where people are acting and showing their emotions and telling the story, but you combine that with singing and with dancing. So there's a lot of things that are fun. And then also there's technical parts, like the person that runs the lighting or is backstage pulling the curtain up, like the little girl in the puppet show and the Sound of Music was pulling the curtains open. That's one of the tech crew. It's a lot of things that a lot of roles that you can play. So we've been looking at songs from mostly The Sound of Music. I really would like you to go and watch that movie with your family. Talk to your parents about it. It is available on Disney Plus if you have that. It's available for rent. There are other ways you can see it. Talk to your mom and dad if you want to see it. It's not something we're going to show at school. And the reason is because we really aren't supposed to show a whole movie like that at school. So that puts us in kind of a tough place to I want you to see a whole show, but I can't really do it here at school. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at one that I do have permission to do because I made it up. I wrote it. It's called Zombie Attack Survival. We did it at Gifford a few years ago, and I want you to watch it. I want you to follow along and see what the story is all about. See what those creative elements that we've been talking about are. 3rd through 5th grade, I just thought I'd mention the Papa Michigan stuff we've been doing. This is really awesome. I had an interview with him yesterday, and they are going to write a story in Jamaica, in the newspaper in Jamaica, about you, about the work that you did with the Papa Michigan Jamaica dance video. And then they are also going to do a news segment, a live news segment. Well, not live, but they recorded the interview between me and Papa Michigan, and it's going to be on the Jamaica news. So you might get to see that. They said they'd send me a copy, and I'll share that with you once I get that. But anyway, back to musical theater. So this show called Zombie Attack Survival. I think the best way to approach any musical is to first learn some of the music from the show. So if you wanted to go see Hamilton, is a real famous show right now. A lot of people love going to see it. It's really not a kid's show though. The first thing people usually do is get the soundtrack, and they'll listen to the songs over and over and over again. And the reason is a musical theater play is a pretty long event. It's usually like 3 or 4 hours long. That's a long time to sit there if everything you see is new and you can't really recognize something that you already know. If you learn the songs from a show, when you get to that point in the story, it's like, oh, I love this song. Great, I want to hear this song again. And it's a really good way to learn the show. It gives you an anchor point. It's a great way to learn any larger piece of art, is to know a piece of it, to understand some of it, so that when you get there, it's familiar, and it makes the whole show feel more connected to you. So learning the songs like the Sound of Music songs, the Do Re Mi, the Goat Herd Puppet Show one, the Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Music, all of those songs that you've been learning, if you go and watch that movie now, you'll be like, oh, I know this one. And it'll make you feel more connected, and it'll keep you going better in the show when you watch it. So I want to show you the songs first from Zombie Attack Survival. and the kids. It was all done here at Gifford. There are 2 casts, and I'm not sure how I'm going to lay that out right now. We did the show twice, and some of the characters changed in each of the casts. There were a couple of roles where we had one kid being the same character on both nights. But so you might have to kind of keep up with which character it is, even though the kid might not look like the same kid. All right, but the story is good. I think you'll enjoy it. But I want you to know the songs first. If you listen to the songs, I think that, and you get to know the songs a little bit, I think the whole show will make a lot more sense for you. So that's what we're going to do today. First is we're going to look at the songs from Zombie Attack Survival. I hope you enjoy it.